Hello, folks. What am I talking about today? I'm talking Ashes, actually. First test gone by. A great win, you'd say, for Australia. Many things to talk about in that test match, whether it be baseball, hype, the declaration, correct or not correct, basics, to stick to them, to not stick to them, the new way of playing. I found it very interesting, the chit chat on the wires in terms of the bullishness after going down that some of the England players have come out and said certain things. There is an old English saying, proof of the pudding is in the eating. And that saying being there, I suppose you'd also say that, many a time there isn't a need to predict what might happen, to say what you will do, just for self-preservation. Others might differ, might say, yes, say what you will do, and kind of goes into the mind games and trying to get the upper hand in the psychological battle. But in this case, where there's a victory already to your opponents, I don't know that is doing that. Anyhow, yeah. The reason it all happens in this series particularly, and this speaks to what is on my mind, and it's a question really to say, what makes a good rivalry? The Ashes is fabulous as a contest and as a rivalry that no matter what state the cricket of the two countries is in, those two countries, Australia and England, cherish the rivalry, and they've upheld the tradition of that contest and its hype and what it comes with it, and so it has a whole lot of history. I think, and I stand to be corrected, 1883, is it then? I think that's kind of round about then. Might be sooner, might be earlier than that. Anyhow, yeah, that's the date that kind of comes to mind, maybe because I might be thinking about something else as well. But anyway, that's it, right? So from then till now, that's been going. Might be 1863. That's going to bug me, actually, but never mind. You know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it's been a very long time, and this rivalry continues, and both parties kind of play their bit. They cherish the fact that if they win it, they have the urn, and it goes on, and we think back, and I mean, Botham's Ashes, you can think about, for those who are old enough or who are interested enough in the rivalry that they've kind of gone backwards. Maybe I give away my age by saying that, actually. Not that I have to give it away, but yeah. Is it easy to answer that question, that, what makes a good rivalry? And why isn't there another rivalry, such rivalry? And when I think of rivalries, I think, and what comes across to me in terms of India and Pakistan, for instance, is not a cricketing rivalry, but sort of a rivalry that's kind of complicated and mired in politics, oneness, separation, and that's the history of the countries, of the region, as it were, in terms of cricket, though, and that's where my question kind of goes to, rather than any of the other things I'm mentioning. Why is it that sort of rivalry can't happen with other cricketing countries? Why has it been impossible, not done, that the rivalries are there? So Australia and India sort of try with the Border Gavaskar Trophy, but it's not the same, and maybe it's just the beginning, and maybe in many years from now people will speak of that rivalry with great fondness, and there'll be passion and hype as much as there is the Ashes. Maybe it's a time thing, and that needs to be nurtured and go on. It's in Test match cricket though, which as a game is as a format, I'll say, even though we don't like to admit it, is under pressure. And such rivalries, I think, would help. Just look at us all talking about the Ashes right now and what's going on and reminiscing and going back, and what was it, feels like 2005 all over again was a headline, I think, to a Michael Atherton article. This was just before the end of the Test match. What other countries could kind of go against each other and create a rivalry like that? I know that India, I said India and Australia, but India and South Africa, you kind of looked at that, and friendship series, all this, all of that. That might have been one that could have gone on. Trying to think what others, as I think of other countries. Sri Lanka and who? The West Indies, West Indies and who? Why is it attractive? Why is it not attractive? Is it possible to just cultivate it and go with it, so that there can be these maybe 3, 4, 5 different Ashes-like contests that through the seasons you get those rivalries sort of coming to the fore, and if they can be every 4 years, then even better, because then it's kind of in between others, so you don't take away somebody else's shine. I'm just thinking out loud here, as I say, sometimes ramblings that kind of have no answer per se, and I'm looking for the answers from you. And then, who's going to win the Ashes? Now that we've had a sneak peek at the two teams, I wonder who you think. The two styles next to each other. I don't know that England can keep playing that way, high risk, and I know they said they would. I say don't declare if a guy's 120 and he's smashing it. Get the runs on the board. Take whatever runs you can get on the board. That's the game, isn't it? And look, they'll be watching with interest. I don't know. I don't know if I can call it. I'm leaning towards Australia, but I think England have a good team. It's just how they play it might be the key, might be the issue. Whilst many think it's the way they're going to win, it might well be the way they're going to lose. Selection problems, I think, for Australia. Do they stick with a Boland, for instance? Consistency. Maybe that has to be a case of what pitches are they playing on, and what's the weather like. Got to look at forecasts and ensure that he can get some sort of help. You're not worried about, I don't think anyway, Hazelwood or Cummins. I loved how Cummins, what a player. Do you know what? Actually, thinking of Australia against South Africa and thinking all the way back to Pat Cummins on debut, and I think he was an 18-year-old. Similar such test match. It wasn't the Ashes, it was Australia against South Africa. Johannesburg, to clinch a series. I think he batted with Brad Haddin, and they got Australia over the line. I don't remember what score they'd have been chasing down, but I'm going to throw it in the region of 270-ish. And time was an issue, and the declaration was because South Africa wanted to win and didn't expect that they could get through and kind of get over the line. And in the end, he comes in, I think, at number 10, and they win 8 down. And he scores 30 not out or whatever it is. Done it again, this time as captain. In that test match on debut, he also took 6 for. Might have been man of the match. If he wasn't, well, he was robbed. Yeah. I don't know. I'll probably look that up after this. Yeah. So this Australia side, I think, is steely. It's been built up to a steely team. They've won a game here where the main guys in Smith and Labuschagne, whichever one, take your pick, haven't really contributed. Usman Khawaja is a big cog, but yeah, I don't think they're going to be easy to turn over. And I might be leaning that way. Yeah, that's it. Love Joe Root. I do. Yeah, and Anstud Boy. That's all actually for now. Let me know your thoughts on the Ashes and on what makes a good rivalry and which other rivalries there should be. Yeah. Okay. Catch you next time.